Good evening, everybody. I don't know if anybody's watching YouTube lately or the disaster that happened in America a few days ago with a person called Charlie Kirk. Um, I'm not going to go down the, explaining about who he is. Charlie Kirk. Just Google him. You'll find out who he is. It's a terrible thing that happened to him. It's horrible, you know. Um, it's just terrible because, especially in America, you've got freedom of speech, like you have sort of in this country. And obviously, anybody who's been watching the news today in this country, England, where we live, there's been a lot of rioting in London, peaceful demonstration, shall we say. I've just seen somebody on, I think his second name's Brooks. He's called Brooks. He's got his own YouTube channel. I'll post his YouTube channel anyway for everybody to have a look at. But this man is obviously a right-wing person in America, much like we've got in England. We've got conservatives. Suppose you could class them as right-wing. Not really. Not as right-wing as the American right-wing. And then you've got liberals, and obviously left-wing, which people accuse people of being lefties, which is Labour Party, I suppose, over here. But yeah, he mentioned a few things. This Brooks man, sorry about this. I keep forgetting what his first name is. Sorry. About I'm really glad they've caught the killer of Charlie Kirk. I really am. Young white lad, obviously in America, comes from a Mormon family in Utah. I don't know much about the American culture, but I do believe that he was a church going person, and that he got accepted to go to a college in America, and that's where they're blaming. Well, that's where this Brooks blaming. He got he's thinking this lad who's killed Charlie Kirk, his thinking got changed when he got to college, and he was blaming Charlie Kirk for a lot of things. Charlie Kirk believed in Jesus Christ and the power of prayer. Basically, he was a sounding board for Donald Trump. Let's put it that way. Like I said, I can't say I feel so sorry enough for Charlie Kirk's wife and his two little girls, or boy and girl, I think. I'm not quite sure, but he's got children. Anyway, he's got a family, and he had a few businesses in America, podcast businesses. And like I say, Charlie Kirk used to go around college campuses in America and openly debate, with people, which is a good thing, instead of like fighting and all this. Obviously, fast forward to 3 days ago in Utah, and a young lad killed Charlie Kirk with a muzzled rifle, apparently at 200 yards. Anybody who's watching this will probably know. I don't know if I've got anybody from America following me, so you'll know. We only get the news 12 hours later over here from America. But anyway, this Brooks, second name Brooks man, he was talking today, and obviously he's he's a conservative or Republican or whatever he is conservative, say for instance. He was very for Obviously, trying to turn everything on its head and say, well, this, that, and the other, as they do. And there was a picture of two furries, which is, it's LGBTQ plus. Sort of people dressed as bears or whatever, and he was saying, oh, obviously we have to, hug a bear or hug a fairy, basically taking the piss out of LGBT plus people, for clicks, for anything. Like I say, I wasn't going to do a video about Mr. Kirk's death because it's terrible. Like I say, it happened 3 days ago, and thank God they've caught the bastard who killed him. Apparently in Utah, in that state where he got killed, his killer could face the death penalty. I don't know what he thinks about that, but why not? Like I say, he was a college kid who killed Mr. Kirk. I've just left a, because I've seen it on YouTube, I've just left like a note to this Mr. Brooks. I think it's Brooker, he's called. Very right-wing person, saying how dare you, even mention LGBTQ plus people because, that's apparently what he was connected to or something along the lines of Antifa and everything else, It's sad Charlie Kirk got killed. It's terrible because obviously he believed in Jesus Christ like me and like a lot of people around the world. But I seen a video of Charlie's wife, late Charlie's wife, on a video, and she was talking about him and about Jesus and all this, and it just doesn't seem. I don't know. I don't want to say too much here because I don't want to come across a bit of a, I don't know. It doesn't settle well with me. A lot of it is. I don't like saying this because the lad's lost his life and stuff, but it's America at the end of the day, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? A lot of it is sugar coated. What I mean by saying sugar coated is like to put a little bit of a show on, don't they? And this Charlie was really good friends with Donald Trump and the rest of the Nazi party. But no. But like I say, I'm going to post a picture of this bloke and everybody else can have a look and stuff and see what they think. But yeah, see you later. Take care.